And welcome back, everyone. This is Michael Hodge again from 1%er Fitness, your commander. So last week we went over carbs and what effects they had on the body. As mentioned last week, this week we're going to go over fat, and we're going to answer some very commonly asked questions, specifically 3 of them. We're going to get things started by answering this first question of what role fat has in one's diet. So fat has many roles in one's diet. We're going to focus on 3 of them particularly today. First and foremost, fat helps with your thyroid output. Your thyroid output is very imperative for burning calories and just keeping metabolic functions upright. Secondly, fat also helps with supporting your testosterone levels, which again, when you want to build muscle or lose fat, that's another key hormone that you want to keep up. And thirdly, fat also helps support your blood sugar levels. Now, blood sugar levels are basically will keep your energy high. If they drop too low, things like nauseousness, lightheadedness, and just an overall feeling of confusion can be prominent. Keeping fat in the diet combats this. All right, and for the second question, and again, this is probably one of the more commonly asked questions out there, is can you get ripped by eating fat alone and not eating any carbs? In a word, the answer is no. The reason why is because when it comes to any type of fat loss, it all comes down to total calories consumed. Now, fat specifically, 1 gram of it has 9 calories. 1 gram of carbs has 4 calories. So using a little common sense, 9 is obviously bigger than 4. So you can see how 10 grams of fat or 20 grams of fat would equal a lot more calories than 10 grams of carbs or 20 grams of carbs. Again, total calorie consumptions are what matter. Doesn't matter what macro it comes from. And the third and final question we're going to get into today is a bit of a tricky one because it's subject to each individual, but how much fat should you be consuming on a day-to-day basis? So again, this is a tricky area. Really, it comes down to body fat percentage. For guys, anything above 15% body fat, you're gonna wanna keep your carbs a little lower and keep the fat intake a little higher, just because your ability to tolerate carbs is impaired. And until you get below 15% body fat, the carbs should be lower and the fat should be higher. For females, 19%. Any females above 19% should be following a relatively similar protocol to that of the guys. Again, above 19%, you should go higher fat and lower carb, but when you get below that threshold, that's when you can tweak things a little bit. Carbs and fat have an inverse relationship. So in simple terms, when one is high, the other cannot be high, it has to be low. Because what happens is, when carbs or fat are present in the bloodstream for too long, that can cause fat gain due to increased insulin. All right, guys, so those are 3 commonly asked questions, and we shed a little bit more light about them today. Stay tuned for next week as we go over protein and its effects on the body, and we're going to answer some additional commonly asked questions in regards to that. So that wraps things up for today, guys. Thanks for watching this, and if you could do me a huge favor, if you could like us on Facebook at 1%er Fitness, you can follow me on Instagram at real_Michael Hodge, and also be sure to check me out on Snapchat at real1%. I'd appreciate that a lot, so you can check out what we're up to, get the latest info on the 1%er method. Other than that, that's all I got. Stay tuned for next week. I'd appreciate it.